Welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. Today I'm going to kick off a new series of sorts because I've been focused in the last couple of months on buying some complete sets. Now, I'm not talking about those kind of stodgy old box sets of just the cards and the base cards. I'm talking about mostly insert sets from the 90s. Because it started back in the National last year when I bought that complete set of Fleer Brilliance Shining Stars, the Pulsars. And it was just cool to have the entire set of all the players, not just the Griffey, not just the Thomas, not just the Jeter, all the players to see what the entire set looked like. And so I've been buying some complete sets on eBay or wherever I can get a chance. And the first set I'm going to talk about is a football set. And it's a complete set. It's in a binder. So it's a binder set. It's even kind of cooler. Now, this is the base set, but it has all the inserts. So it's a master set. And almost all cards are in this binder. Now, the big set, or the big insert that was in this set, was Intimidation Nation. So the entire Intimidation Nation 98 premium, Skybox premium set is in here. However, some were graded. So I do have 3 of the cards graded. The rest are raw in this card. Now, or in this binder. And the Moss and Manning rookie cards are in here as well. So this looks like something that came from the 90s. And someone did grade some of the cards. But other than that, they were just untouched. So let's open the binder up and see what we've got. And I haven't really looked through here too much. I really just kind of cursory looked to make sure everything was there and then kind of put it away. Now, the first thing you'll know is there is a little bit of a weird bend to the cards. Not the cards are really bent, and I'll pull one out. But there is, I guess, a little bit of a bend for how binders are. So anyone who picked cards in binders in the 90s knows, depending on how you store, meaning if you store these cards straight up and down, you get a weird bend as the sheet kind of twists a little bit over time. You'll see a little bend. And this John Elway card might be a good example. It's the number 1 card in the set. I'm going to pull him out here. And I don't know if you can see that little bit of a bend. Now, does it make the card damage? No. Actually, this one does. So this actually has more than just the bend. This does have the old ring crease. And that's concerning. So hopefully we don't see ring creases or binder creases due to how the card, and I'll just keep it out. Don't want to put it back in there. So, so there we go. That's our first kind of big negative. So that's the one thing that's going to be bad about this set was you may get some of that. So let's check out this Martin Hanks. Does it have the same thing? And it does. So it has that ring crease right there. That's from this card rubbing up against this ring. So that's disappointing because the third card here is Deion Sanders. I'm assuming that he'll have the same thing. And he does. He's got that little binder crease. So that's kind of disappointing. Now, they're just base cards. Here's Bruce Smith. Now, what we'll probably find is the cards in the second row are probably okay. And that is the case. There is nothing on these cards. So it's only going to be cards in that first row here that might have those binder creases. So I definitely want to pull the Barry Sanders, the Peyton Mannings, the actually rookie cards, and the Reggie White, anything that I collect. So I go through here. There's Drew Bledsoe up there. So let's go to round 2 to see if this sheet 2 has the same issue. Sheet 1 with the binder creases end. They do not. So this is one thing that you do find sometimes is, see, that does not have that little binder crease. It does have a little bit of a bend. But that's what happens sometimes. It's just that first page, because it's the one that has the most exposure to that ring. And yeah, card. So the second sheet doesn't have it. So that's pretty good news because all the inserts are in the back. So Tiki Barber is pretty good. I don't know if I can put Tiki back in, but you know. So let's see. We got sheet 2. We got Terrell Davis, Mark Brunell, so Isaac Bruce. So that's a pretty cool sheet. Sorry, keep in the camera. So I'm looking for some more. Here's a Michael Irvin. And again, he's here at the corner, so he sometimes the corner cards here and here are the ones that are bent the most, or just a little warped because of just being in a binder for so long. It's kind of fun just to see the entire set. This was a premium product back in the day. I don't see any like wearing the Viking horns there. It's kind of cool. And again, see some Steelers. That'll be kind of fun. There's going to be a lot of players that, you know, aren't Hall of Famers, but that were definitely great back in the day. Natron Means. There's Work Done. There's Reggie White. So there's a cool card. So can't wait to find the base berry. So there's Reggie White. And again, I'm looking to see if it has that weird binder issue, but no, it doesn't. So there's a base Reggie White. I can put Mr. White in my Reggie White collection, which is kind of growing. Love my recent Reggie White pickups, and I just love the fact that he is affordable for being, to some people, I mean, and not just some, I mean, a lot of people have said that, you know, he is the greatest defensive player of all time, better than even Lawrence Taylor. I think that's a very interesting take for him, but there you go. There is Mr. White going into my PC collection. All right, keep going here. So I don't see anyone cool on this page. Yeah, I'm sure there's John Randall, another great player. I got a John Randall Essential Credential. It's pretty cool. All right. Ken Dilger hit a giant neck roll. Remember the neck rolls on the players back in the day? There's Charles Sanders, or Chris Sanders, so not Barry. When I was in high school playing football, some players still had the neck rolls. Cordell Stewart, Chris Carter, Marshall Faulk, Keyshawn Johnson. Pretty good page right here. Honestly, Warren Sapp. Some Hall of Famers on that page for sure. Marvin Harrison. Son just got drafted like, was it 5th or 6th overall? Something like that. So, pretty cool to see that. So yeah, I mean, there's Ray Lewis. Again, I love the foil on these cards, and they kind of have, you know, a little thicker card stock. So yeah, a lot of fun, you know, with this. It's, you know, and again, the inserts are pretty cool. So we'll hit those pretty soon. Again, I'm looking for the Barry Sanders, and then we'll hit the Peyton Manning rookies at some point, or rookie, and then there's Mr. Favre. It's a cool photo, Mr. Favre. Yeah, Warren Moon. So again, as a Seattle Seahawk, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just fun to see. There's Jim Harbaugh as a Viking. I don't even remember him playing for the Vikings. There's Tony Gonzalez. He's a Hall of Famer. Shannon Sharp's a Hall of Famer. So there's Jerry Rice. Nice Hall of Famer there. All right. Darryl Johnson. So I think there was the Troy Aikman was earlier, so I think I didn't really call him. There's Jerome Bettis. Robert Smith. You know, Jake Plummer. Oh, Jake Plummer. He was supposed to be the man too. All right. Oh, there's Mr. Barry. Again, he's a top left card, so let's check him out to see if we have any damage. There's Strahan. I always forget what Strahan's rookie year is. That's not this year because he would have been in the back set. So I'm feeling the card first to see if there's any indentation. Because sometimes you can feel it before you can see it. There you go. Very cool card. I didn't really show the back. These backs are very unique. They have like the stats this way and the photo the other way. So there you go. Barry Sanders. Base card. I'm sure they're not worth a ton, but it's cool just to have, you know, to get the base cards from these sets is, yeah. One of these days, back in the old days with PSA, you know, you'd let them run some kind of crazy special and you'd throw in all your star base cards to get them graded. And if you got some tins, you can make some money. And that was kind of a little bit of an economy back in those days. All right, so we found those guys. So I think the rookies are all together in the back. So we'll flip through. There's Dan Marino. So more Hall of Famers. There's Emmett. There's Steve Young. We saw Rice earlier. All right, we're starting to get into the inserts. I guess this is probably just a subset, like a Hall of Fame, or yeah, one for the ages. Yeah, so it's kind of a Super Bowl. Yeah, so it's the Packers and Broncos Super Bowl. And then, you know, there's Elway holding the trophy. And now we're into the rookies. So we've got Jaravicious, Robert Edwards, who fortunately got hurt. All right, here we go, guys. I think we're going to be hitting Peyton soon. There's Ryan Leaf. Oh, man, that would have been a huge card. I remember that little bit of time when he came out and had that first really good, I think first 2 games is pretty good. And his prices went nuts. And then reality set in. Hines Ward, Hall of Famer. I think Fred Taylor, close. Charles Woodson, Hall of Famer. Scott Frost, legend in Nebraska. But there's Mr. Peyton, so we'll pull him out. Now we got to find Randy. But Hall of Famer here. Very cool. And I'll look to see if there's any issues. Nope. Cards in good shape. Not seeing any issues with it. Put him in a sleeve. And yeah, he'll probably, I put him in this little one saver because he's probably going to get graded. Probably a good idea to get him graded. Yeah. I probably should pull the Woodson. There's the Moss. I don't know why I didn't see them. Oh, the Moss is, oh, he was behind the Peyton. I see. There's Hines Ward. I'll throw Hines Ward in. I'm not sure I'm going to grade it, but he's a Hines Ward rookie card. He's a Hall of Famer, right? And then Rod Woodson. Sorry, Charles Woodson. All-time great. Heisman Trophy winner, right? All right. And then we got Mr. Moss on the back. So it's kind of cool they were in the same place on 2 different sheets. Who else you got with them? Jaquez Green, Brian Greasy. A lot of players, but there's the Moss. Pull him out. Any issues with Mr. Moss? I don't think so. I'll feel him just to make sure. Some indentation. Yeah, nice looking card. There's the back. Mr. Moss. Cool. Cool. I am excited. Yeah. That's the one thing I also like. When I bought this set, I wasn't really looking, again, for base cards. But the fact that it comes with, you know, these 2 guys as Hall of Fame rookie cards, I mean, come on. You know, and then there's the other, you know, there's 2 other really good rookies as well. So, I mean, I'm not going to show the Peyton Manning back. There you go. But yeah, like, I mean, so that was another big point. You know, I was like, I would get not only the all the inserts, but then I would get these Hall of Fame rookie cards. All right, and then I don't know if anyone else. I think that's it for the big rookies, and then go right into Intimidation Nation. There's Emmitt Smith. I'm going to pull the Intimidation Nations out as well. And again, the ones that I've got graded, I'll show them last. But here's the Emmitt Smith. A little chipping on top. These are very condition sensitive. They're foil, borderless, just really tough cards. So I'm going to pull them all out. I don't know if I'm going to get them graded. I mean, I'll show you the grades on the other ones. I think you'll kind of see where they're going to fall in. Probably because all the cards are the same. But I might consider it for now. I mean, probably end up maybe sending these into SGC. Just because that's who graded the other cards. Just have a full set graded by SGC. SGC would be kind of cool. But that's one. All right, who we got next? We got Mr. Favre. Mr. Favre looks pretty nice, honestly. So there you go. They can kind of see that flame foil in the background. Pretty cool card. Must say so. That's a pretty cool card. Pretty sweet. Brett Favre, Intimidation Nation. So yeah, it's a great. So that's why, I mean, again, if this would have been just the set, the Intimidation Nation set by itself, I honestly think maybe would have had some more bids. I mean, I made an offer on the set. It was on the buy now. But I think if this would have been for sale on its own, I think people would have, I'd have had more competition because I didn't damage Mr. Eddie George, not the biggest card in the set, but still, it'd be kind of cool to grade the entire set just to have the entire set graded. And with the SGC, it's not that expensive anymore. I mean, it's a little, comparatively, I guess. So, I mean, it might be something that I can do for fun. There is the Eddie George. Very cool. Here is the Terrell Davis. And again, I think these are, these are pretty tough inserts to hit. I'll try to throw up there. Since there is no football card PD, it's hard for me to find insert ratios as easy as I can for baseball cards. But try to find some ratios here for these insert sets. Okay. Here is Mr. Elway. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say is like getting the entire set is just cool because you get all the players, man. And so it's like, it's kind of cool, man, to get, the Elway, the Peyton, the Sanders, even the guys who aren't Hall of Famers. It's just fun to see, who was the big studs, guys you kind of forget about. Even like Mark Brunell, he's a multi-year All-Pro. He was a big deal, for a little bit. I mean, his team made the playoffs. It was, he was pretty good for 5 or 6 years there. I think he had a good 5 or 6 year run where he was one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And people kind of forget about it. I think that's the one thing that's kind of sad about us as a collecting hobby is if you don't make the Hall of Fame, even if you're an amazing player, you just kind of get lost to the annals of history. And that's sort of what's happened. And football is, I think, the worst because guys can have such short careers. They can be amazing for 2 or 3 years and get hurt, and you kind of forget about him, and you realize, oh, that guy was amazing when he wasn't hurt. There's Mr. Aikman. His facial expression is really funny. He kind of has the I just smelled poo face versus like Intimidation. So anyway, or he just saw a really sad movie. All right. Now, the next insert set that's kind of come up is really it pains me to look at it because of how awesome the other cards and that series of cards was and what they did to the football card version. And they've done that. Like, that's one thing I hated about some sets of the 90s, where I'll talk about like the cut above, right? The cut above in baseball and football are amazing. It's so much better than the one in basketball, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like, the basketball ones are just cut here, whereas it's a full 360 die cut for baseball. So, in football, so it's just interesting, how they did the cards differently. And then there's the next set that's coming up that I'm just like, yeah, what did you do? You had a design that was amazing and you ruined it. Okay, here's Curtis Martin. He kind of has a definitely mean look on his face. So that was, supposed to be kind of like they look mean, intimidating. Now, the player that's missing in this set that I thought was really interesting, because they include, and there's 3 cards that aren't included here that I have graded, that I'll show here in a second. The Dan Marino is a cool card. So they include Peyton Manning. So I'm just going to show that card is one of the ones graded. They don't include Randy Moss. And I don't know any player who was more intimidating than Randy Moss, especially his rookie year and on. I mean, he was by far the most intimidating wide receiver when he played for so many years. I mean, it's just, that guy was super intimidating. Sorry. So I just don't know why he would not be in a set like this. This is like the set made for him. So yeah, I don't know why he would not be in the set. If you're going to include Peyton, a rookie, in that set, why would you not include the other mega intimidating rookie from that year, and Randy Moss? Because Peyton had a bad first year, you remember that, and Moss had an all-time rookie year, and just killed it from day one. All right, last card in the Intimidation Nation set, the Jake Plummer. So there you go. That's a full set, including the 3 cards I didn't show yet. So let me show you these 3 cards. They're already graded, and I bet you can guess who they are. I already told you one. So one was Peyton Manning. There's 2 more that were graded, and we'll go there. All right. So yeah, it's kind of cool to have the entire set just right here. Now, I had the Barry Sanders in a prior, in a raw form. But, these cards don't grade easy, so I've always kept it raw. But here's the first one, obviously the big one, the Barry Sanders. I think, him and Peyton definitely are probably neck and neck, because Peyton's a rookie year versus Barry is just towards the end of his career, sadly. But grade an 8.5, and I think you'll see is there's just a lot of chipping in these cards on the front and back, so it makes these cards just tough to grade, 9s to 10s, even though I think I have a chance on a few cards to get 9s in this set already, from what I looked at. Next up is the aforementioned Peyton Manning. So there you go. That's the Peyton Manning, grading 8.5 as well. Yeah, nice looking card. And last but not least, graded at 8.8, the Jerry Rice. So there it is. That's the full set, including the 3 cards that were pre-graded when I bought this set. So there you go. The entire Intimidation Nation card set, with 3 already graded. So again, it makes this whole set, or making, why I bought this whole collection or master set, was because of that. Plus, I get the Peyton Manning rookie card. Now, here's the other inserts, and we'll just walk through them. I don't know. I didn't look at these very closely, but the first insert set here is just mind-numbingly awful because it's Soul of the Game, right? Which is a Fleer Premium or Skybox Premium insert. And they went with a record motif, I guess Soul, like Soul Man or something like that. Like the, soul music. So there's the Aikman. But again, the design that everybody remembers from this set. Here's the Jordan, and again, the baseball set was just like this too. And yeah, that. What the F? What the heck? What the crap? Like, you ruined it. Like, think about how amazing this set. And in fact, if this design was used for this set, right? If that, original design, it would have been one of the best sets ever, because you'd have had the Intimidation Nation plus this amazing Soul of the Game set. And you don't have it. You have this really ugly black and white photoed die cut ugly set. So sorry, I got my heater kicking on down in the basement. So I'm looking who's here. I've got Deion Sanders, Aikman. You can't really see. Yeah, there's the Dorsey Levens. There's Marino. Okay. And then here is McCardell. Terry Glenn. Biakabatulo. Joey Galloway. I'm looking to see if there's any. Steve McNair. There's Jerry Rice. Cordell Stewart. Bobby Hoyne. I don't know. So there's that. And then the last but not least would have been Steve Young. Now you've got Destroyers, which is a really kind of, I don't know, like almost like Christmassy foil. So again, they could have done it with anything other than maybe this color combination of foil. But you do have a Randy Moss in this set. You do have Deion Sanders, Herman Moore. You got some rookies, Charles Woodson, Mark Brunell. Some more rookies in here. You've got Trent Dilfer, if you want a Trent Dilfer. Drew Bledsoe, Dorsey Levin. So, no, you notice like there's no other Peyton or Barry in these sets. And then you've got the rap show where they got a bunch of words by someone about the person. So here's Marino, Elway, Bledsoe, Dylan, Favre. There's Barry Sanders, Plummer, George, Smith, Galloway, Allstott, Waters, Freeman, Davis. And then the last one is Primetime. Kind of these foil color blocks. And these are all probably going to be rookies, I'm thinking. So there's Ryan Leaf, Taylor, Enos, Edwards, Peyton's in the back. Now, sometimes the back cards get damaged, so let's look at the Peyton and Moss to see if they're damaged. They're at least in uniform. So here is... Okay. And it is not damaged. It's got a little ding corner on it, so... Not... probably not going to grade well. Probably a 7 or an 8 at best. That little ding corner. We'll paint him in a sleeve anyway. Because again, these are still cool cards. I mean, but this set, unfortunately, was one of those sets that had tons of potential. It's still a nice, like the base set is really pretty. I think the base rookie card set is really nice. But I think outside of the Intimidation Nation, and these inserts aren't the worst. I mean, you get a little bit of foil, different colors here. But they really missed the mark with the Soul of the Game insert. They really did not think that one through. It's just an ugly set. And the rest of the inserts are very mid. I mean, I would say maybe that's at least colorful. These are just weird. I mean, just a lot of words. I mean, and the foil here is just ugly, honestly, and then these are Soul of the Game are hideous compared to the original version. So So again, I think base cards are beautiful. Oops, sorry about that. And base cards are beautiful, but I'm trying to reposition my camera. I got a little moved over, but yeah, outside of one insert set, it really was not a great overall year for these cards. But you know, the insert sets I do have and the rookies I do have that I like are pretty nice. So it's kind of like, yeah, it was really about the Intimidation cards and the rookie cards, honestly. You know, and you know, those are very nice. So it could have been, but it could have been an all-time great. You know, they had their chances with these other insert sets in a premium product to do something amazing, and they kind of missed the mark a little bit. So, but overall, again, beautiful base set, and the Intimidation set's one of the coolest sets made. So, you know, it was worth the money. But you know, just think about if those other sets would have been as cool as they could have been. So, it was one of those, could have been amazing, could have been great, but just really good. So that's it, guys. Tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.